Well, my name's James Friedman, and I run a company called Magic Management, which uses the psychological principles that magicians use, but applies them in a totally different field, and that is business communication.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Friedman.
This is interactive. Everyone stand up. Some groaning already. All you had to do was stand up. Think of a vegetable. Very good. Now think of a European capital city. And finally, would you please think of a number between 1 and 10? And that's over 5,000 permutations, and yet only a fraction of you, if you have a look around, are still standing. The people who are still standing are the independent thinkers. One of the independent thinkers is now going to get selected to come and join me on stage. Here in my case is a prediction I made earlier. And in a loud, clear voice, tell everyone exactly what it says.
You are one of today's original thinkers, but I still knew you would choose potato, Rome, 8.
Thank you very much for helping me. Today's been about how they can use the psychological principles of magic to persuade and convince their clients and their customers. What is persuasion? The art of getting people to do something they wouldn't ordinarily do if you didn't ask. Aristotle said that you needed empathy and sympathy in order to be persuasive, and all the modern research, including our own, shows that 2,300 years later, he was absolutely right. My talk is always about a little bit about how, so that people can appreciate the psychology, and then explaining how magicians use the principles, but the most important part is that they should be able to leave knowing how to use them in their own business. We call it magical innovation, and it's really the rules and techniques that magicians use that are based on this, how do people interpret information, and then combined specifically for business. Hands up if you'd like me to tell you how the trick was done, because magicians aren't meant to tell you how a trick works, but I promise to tell you if you want to know, if you promise to keep it a secret. And I can tell you in advance that when I tell you, you're going to be disappointed. Of the whole secret, that little bit there, about 1 to 5%, is how a trick works. And the rest of it is much more interesting. It's why a trick works. And the difference between how and why is enormous. It's the difference between the boring bit and the interesting bit. And although I will share with you the boring bit about those tricks I did earlier, the interesting bit is really what I'm here to talk about. What we're revealing is not how tricks work, but it's the real secrets of magicians, the psychological techniques that can engage an audience, sharpen communication, and generally improve your business performance. All these rules of magic wrapped together we call magical innovation. It's our trademark process, and we're very proud of it. You don't take the 16 rules and pick them out haphazardly or in a random way. There is actually a set process to apply them, which, funnily enough, we call the magic process. And if you apply the rules in that structure, any business will benefit. Doubts are reduced by openness, but may be increased by overstressing. How can you apply this to your business? Imagine your phone rings, you pick it up, and a voice says, "Hello, this is not a sales call. What's your first thought?" I'm really passionate about these techniques. I love sharing them. I mean, I was using them in a different industry before Magic Management was formed, and all these years later, we are still the only company that uses the psychology of magic and applies it to business. So if people are looking for a different presenter, something unique, that will actually be profitable with techniques they'll be able to use, I hope they now know where they're going from.
I thought it was very interactive, very informative. It made you think. It was quite fun. You could laugh. It's a really good presentation from James.
It's been fantastic. The speaker was excellent, really motivational, giving us really good ideas on how we can use those practices in getting people involved with our business and what we want to do.
Absolutely fantastic. I've seen him at the Magic Circle before, and he was absolutely marvellous. Everybody just loved the guy.
How he aligned that to the corporate industry and how one can use the information that he was imparting was great.
A good magician, but also a really, really good speaker.